Welcome to Just the Facts Horns, y'all. My name is Jimmy. This is going to be a Texas Longhorns based show, Texas Longhorns based channel. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. If you are a Texas Longhorns fan or just a college fan in general, college football, college basketball, go ahead and follow me, man. I'm not only going to just specifically talk about Texas. Obviously, that's my team. That's going to be the team that I talk about mostly. But we will talk about college football landscape. We'll talk about college basketball landscape. Obviously, college basketball right now, since March Madness is here and up and running. So we're going to talk a lot about college basketball here in the next couple weeks or so. March Madness is here, baby. But today, specifically, we're going to talk about the Texas Longhorns and how I think they will fare in their upcoming game in the Big 12 tournament against Oklahoma State, and how I think they will fare in the Big 12 tournament as a whole. Then I'm going to talk about the Big 12 tournament, who I think is going to win, what I think is going to happen in the Big 12 tournament. So, before we get started, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. If you don't, you'll be missing out. But without further ado, let's get into this thing. So, the Texas Longhorns will be taking on the Oklahoma State Cowboys in the Big 12 tournament, I think at 6 p.m. tonight. This video will be out before then, of course. I'm going to give y'all a quick preview and prediction of how that game is going to go. So really the main thing that concerns me with this game is that it's not at the Moody Center. And as a veteran team as we are, having 6 super seniors or whatever it is, one of, if not the most experienced team in college basketball, it seems like we don't know how to play on the road sometimes, or even neutral site a lot of the times. Our last road win, or I'll just say the last win away from the Moody Center, was February 4th against Kansas State, and that was a game where we needed to come back 14 down in the first half to win, take over that game. We've had a bad trend of slow starts, really slow starts, and I think that can come back and very well might bite us in the ass when it comes to postseason play. These slow starts, these sluggish starts, these forgetting how to play basketball moments as a team is going to hurt us come tournament time. I think it is. With that being said, I feel like we cannot start slow against Oklahoma State because it'll give them life. It will give them confidence to stay in the game. And who knows what's going to happen in the last 5 minutes of a game. A guy might come hot. A guy might be hot, and our guys might be cold. Who knows? And they win the game. So that's definitely worst case scenario right there. All that being said, we do start slow in a lot of these games on the road and neutral site, but we do creep our way back into it. But a lot of the times it's just not enough to overcome, especially in the Big 12. With these teams, you can't play around. It's not a joke. I think a lot of that comes from a lack of offensive consistency. I think we're one of the better teams. Well, we are one of the better teams in assists per game this year, and that's a rarity when it comes to Texas basketball because a lot of our game, at least in recent years, has been isolation-based and your turn, my turn type of deal, even last year a lot. But now this year we're having a lot of more ball movement, a lot of crisp cuts, and playing in transition, playing on fast break, and that's really helped us out a lot being one of the better offensive teams, not only in the Big 12 but in the country. I think that comes from the ball popping a lot, our assist-to-turnover ratio being down. We don't turn the ball over really at all. I think we have the highest assist-turnover ratio in the Big 12, and that goes hand in hand with pace, the pace that we play with. Whenever we're playing slow and methodical and in the half court, that is a recipe for disaster for us. Not saying that playing that type of way is bad. It's not bad. For some teams it works. Virginia, playing at a slow pace, playing a first to 55 game, that works for them. And they've won a title off of it. They've been very successful off of it. Other teams here and there, Houston, they can play a slower game. Texas, we can't play a slow game. We can't. We don't have the three-point shooting. We don't have the offensive skill set to really play in the half court. I think we've shown that. But whenever we're able to play off our defense, able to play in transition, I think that's when we become really hard to beat. That comes with forcing a lot of turnovers, rebounding the ball. Rebounding has been a big issue for us this season, on and off kind of. But I think in this game versus Oklahoma State, the rebounding is going to have to be imperative because I feel like Caleb Boone always gives us a really tough time on the boards, a really tough time in general in the paint. Musa Cisse has emerged. He's been a really good defensive player for them, a really good shot blocker, really good rebounder. So I think winning this game on the interior is going to be a good indication for us winning the game as a whole, controlling the paint, rebounding, things of that nature. And I think if we rebound, that's going to be very helpful because we don't want to give them second opportunities at points. It's already hard for Oklahoma State to come by points in the first place. I believe they're the worst offensive team in the Big 12, at least from the eye test. They're not very good offensively, but we don't want to give a team like that second opportunities to score. If we can rebound off their first miss, they're going to miss a lot. If we can rebound off their misses, I think that'll be very beneficial for us. And if we turn them over, that's going to help us out too because they cannot afford to consistently turn the ball over and over and over. That's going to lead to very inefficient play from them offensively. Now, I said they're one of the worst offensive teams in the Big 12. They're one of the better defensive teams in the Big 12. Their offense has been holding them back a little bit, but they've hung their hat on the defensive end. They're really good on the interior, like I mentioned with Musa, Cisse, and Caleb Boone. They're really good there. I think their guards are really good defensively too. John Michael Rice, really good defender from the guard position, and they've had guys step up recently. They've had Asbury step up. They've had Newton step up. They've had Tyreek Smith step up, who's in the starting lineup now, I believe. So they're fighting for a tournament bid. I think if they beat us, they're in. I think they know that. I think the committee knows that. So this is going to be a very intriguing game to see how we come out, how we perform. Now, I feel like there's been a little bit of a trade-off here recently with Marcus Carr and Tyrese Hunter. Remember how much we were talking about Tyrese Hunter and how he's struggling and what's wrong with Tyrese Hunter? Now it's what's wrong with Marcus Carr. He has not looked good over the past 6, 7, 8 games or so. In fact, he shot only over 30% once in the last 5 games. That is not good. That is a recipe for disaster. When your best player, your primary ball handler is playing like that, and it's not like teams are doubling him and teams are trapping him and teams are just denying. He's still getting the shots he's been getting, I think. I think he's still getting the quality shots. He's still getting open threes. He's still getting into the lane. Just not falling. Nothing's falling for him right now, and it's really weird. But I will take the nice little trade-off with Tyrese Hunter. He finished with a really good game, 20 points. I hit 3 or 4, 5 threes against Kansas. He's been really good lately. I think I have right here the last 4 games, he's been averaging 16 points per game. Only 2.5 assists, but that's not really his game. He has shot 50% from 3 and 45% from the field and 33 minutes played per game. So if a month and a half ago, you asked me if Tyrese Hunter's going to put up those numbers, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take it. And I'm going to take it. So if he continues to just shoot with confidence like that, get in the lane, he's been getting to the free throw line a lot too. I've been realizing that. If we can continue to do that with him, it'll be deadly, and it wouldn't be a Texas guard talk if I didn't include Sergio Barry Rice, who's been our best player undoubtedly over the past month or so. Nothing changed. He's been in the 6-man role all year long. He's just, I think, even more aggressive than before. It was weird because I feel like in the beginning of the season, his shot fake was a little bit too much, to the point where it's like, bro, just shoot it. You're open. Just shoot it. But other times, it was like, damn, he keeps doing it and guys keep jumping. Like, they know the scouting report and they know what he's going to do. They cannot stop it. And he was a little bit more passive in the beginning of the season, but now I feel like he's really taking command of the team. And I feel like now another reason why his percentages look even better and why he's scoring even better is because teams know the shot fake's coming. Teams know he's going to pump fake. And defenders guarding him are stuck in a pickle because whenever he catches the ball off a swing, they don't even contest the shot. They don't even get close to him to contest the shot because they know he's more than likely going to pump fake, and they don't want to fall for it, so they're trying to get ready for it. which in turn leaves wide open shots for him right then and there, right off the catch, if that makes sense. I've noticed that a lot over the past month. Like, defenders won't even contest the initial catch because they're anticipating him pump faking. But Serge Rice is just shooting wide open threes at this point. It's target practice. It's shooting practice at this point. Timmy Allen's always been in a weird position this year. It's been a weird fit, I'm not going to lie. But he makes plays as well, and he's going to have his flashes. He's going to have his moments. I just want to see him make his mid-range jumpers, and I want to see him kind of start himself in the mid-post area sometimes. Sometimes teams go zone on us. Why not put Timmy Allen